Hello, folks. Welcome to the 12th episode of Plucking Petals with James and Kyle. I am Kyle.
I'm James.
Fantastic. That's a good start.
Hey, dude, Garth Brooks.
As we go a little something like, little something like this.
It's all about the good, bad, love, hate.
We're already looking at both our phones. I am starting a timer. You are just doing whatever you're doing. Okay, sorry. You got no. I forgot that we do things in these realms. As I'm starting a stopwatch to be a good podcast person. What's new in your neighborhood, James?
I'm just drinking some of this delicious coffee you gave me, Kyle.
Oh, what kind of coffee would it be?
I don't know. What was it?
It's that Kirkland brand.
Oh yeah, we had that conversation. No, things are good. Just working a lot.
That's
so
good.
You'll probably hear this in 3 weeks. You'll have a lot of new beers at work.
Exactly. So tell me about the one beer that you made by yourself, like an adult brewer would.
I have a strong Scotch ale coming out next week. So
Okay.
by the time you hear this, it will probably have been out like a week or two.
Okay.
And then we made several beers for the World Cup.
Okay.
Beers. I don't fucking know. I always forget what this competition is called.
I know.
But it's like the global one.
I think we had this conversation last year
Yeah.
too about it. Yeah.
Yeah. So those are coming out. I think we have one called it's a double red IPA. It has the dumbest name in the world. It's called Double Red Cup, like a solo cup. It turned out fantastic.
Who named it, and who do I have to beat up? Because that's ridiculous.
So did you ever play Parappa the Rapper? As
I
a
did
kid?
Parappa the Rapper.
Yeah.
Kick, punch, it's all in the mind.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Our brewmaster wanted to name it Sippa the Rippa. But
That's
that
hilarious.
got vetoed because Rippa being red IPA. So
Oh,
Sippa the Rippa,
okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And it just didn't fly. Anyways, name dumb, beer great.
Yeah. So what's the name of your beer though? You didn't
Daft
say.
Woolly. It's
Daft Woolly.
from the works of Terry Pratchett. He's a little angry. They're called the Knack Feagles. They're little angry blue
Okay.
Scotsmen, basically.
Is that on one of the turtles? Is that
It's on the Turtle World, yes.
cool? As long you should just call it Turtle World. Everything Turtle World at this point.
Yeah, it'll be the Turtle World series.
And no one, and because you made it by yourself, you can name it whatever. Like, there's
Yeah.
no like, and then do you guys get like, who is in charge of like labeling it and stuff, or are you just having it on tap?
This is not getting cans, but this is a 10-barrel batch, so we'll have bars in platform, and then they'll sell some
Nice.
kegs to other bars.
Okay.
But no cans.
Do you have someone like doing the artwork for it, or is that just something they're just gonna write
No
right
idea.
on the bar?
If you look, like, I think a guy that works at Cleveland Clothing Company like puts up these little 3-color things.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever seen on our Facebook page. It's like whenever a beer is coming out, there's like the
Yeah.
name of it and then like 3 different colors.
Yeah.
I think he just makes those little designs.
Okay.
for those.
That's
I
cool.
really don't know.
That's
I'm
not bad. I'm excited for you. Is this your first beer that you've made by yourself?
No,
as
that's my second. But the first one was that smoke porter called Swamp Dragon.
Yes.
But that I made on our like pilot system. It was only 3 barrels, so this
Okay.
is more than 3 times as much
Okay.
beer as that. And then this one's
Fantastic.
actually being distributed.
When does this come out?
Sometime next week, I'm not sure. I have to transfer it this week, so
Okay.
it'll be ready by the weekend.
Are you gonna like kiss every keg that goes out? You're like, this is mine.
No.
I made you. I'm your
No.
dad.
But I'm
your real dad.
I get a little of that feeling. But
You good? Are you? I can tell by your smile you are very excited. You should be excited about it. That's a huge deal. I know that you are not a person that showboats like myself, but I would be showboating the fuck out of that. Hey, I have a beer that is being distributed to different bars, and also the bar that I work at. Go fuck yourselves. What did you do today? Fucking save a life?
Well, maybe we'll
Fucking
get
nerds.
lucky, and the grog shop will buy a keg.
Hey,
we
there you
can
go. There-
have our moments together.
Hey, there we go. That'd be fantastic. I'm very excited to try this one. It's gonna be good.
It's 8% alcohol.
Now you are talking my language.
Yeah.
Anything under 6, I get really wary of why even bother drinking it. But an 8 to a 9 is good. 10 to 11 is very dangerous, very quickly.
Yeah, it is.
But if I'm not driving, I don't care. So there's a couple 11s out there that I quite enjoy. What is the max alcohol content we can have again in Ohio?
In Ohio, it is 12%. So a
Gotcha.
lot of times, if people want like the 120-minute IPA from Dogfish Head or other beers,
Yeah.
they just drive into Pennsylvania because they
And
don't
they
have
come
that
back.
restriction. Yeah.
Oh wow.
It was up last year to change that rule, and it got shot down. And I believe there's something similar up again in that will be this year, but I just don't really know.
Okay.
But yeah, they are trying to change that because we're turning into such a beer state that just more possibilities would be cool.
And that'd be nice. I mean, I would really appreciate it entirely. I would like really. I mean, we can get good absinthe soon, maybe. Is that?
I think that's actually under liquor laws.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
I actually think that's part of the reason it got shot down is because there's like the state store laws in Ohio are very strict.
Okay.
Like they run very small hours. They're barely open on Sundays. A lot of counties they aren't even.
Yeah.
And
Bunch
that
of
was really
losers.
different because in Missouri, which is where I turned 21, they don't like have liquor laws really.
They're just like, fuck
If
it.
the grocery store is open, you can buy liquor. If
Okay.
there are 4 people in the car, you can have 3 open containers of alcohol in the car. Like you're not allowed to drink and drive, but you're allowed to drink while being driven. So.
Hey, that sounds awesome. I do that in Uber sometimes. I know I'm not supposed to.
No, you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah, whatever. They don't know. They're like, oh, that looks like a really good disposable coffee cup. And we're like, yeah, at 10 o'clock at night, totally that's what it is. Don't ask, don't try to sniff it, don't smell my breath, please. That's why I called the Uber. So,
Yeah.
Oh, God. Well, yes, no, I'm very excited for your beer. I think it's going to be very good. I'm just going to go out and say that it's going to be good because you touched it with your hands. So, yes, exactly.
And then you got your show.
This is true. By the time it comes out, the show already happened. So I'm just going to make a fair assumption that it either went really, really well or it went really, really shitty. But also because I like when stuff goes really, really shitty for me, it also went really well.
Okay.
So at the same time, it's going to go really well. Are you going?
I didn't buy a ticket yet, but I was planning on going.
Cool.
Is
You should
that
go.
okay?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Especially because you're like doing it really close to where I live.
Yeah, why not? There should be no excuse to come see me yell at MC Chris fans for a while about my rapping problems, and it's gonna be fun. So yeah, by the time this comes out, this already happened. So we're trying to be a little ahead of schedule of things. So I think it went well. I didn't die. I didn't get stabbed or shot. That's my goal.
So what happens? All right, if that happens, we just don't release this episode, and then so we're not lying.
Well, no, this will happen. If that happens, I will edit this part out.
You'll edit this part after getting shot and murdered.
then I'll be in the hospital and I'll have you bring the microphone and I will re-record these parts by myself.
All right.
And just pain and agony. That's my goal. I feel like it'd be really well. I feel like it's gonna go over super, super well. So yes, I'm very excited for the show. It's gonna be very interesting. I've never played at the Grog Shop before. It's always been some place that I really, really like to go and see shows.
I like that venue.
It's
a
like
lot.
I just like the stage is lower and just like you feel
It's
more
small.
like
it's got good energy.
it does.
So the House of Blues is a really nice area, but it has I don't know why I don't go to enough shows.
Yeah.
But every show I've been to, the House of Blues has sucked. Something about that venue just sucks all of the energy out of it.
I think it's too big. I
Yeah,
think
maybe.
there's too many places where you can sit and stand. Now I've seen a couple shows there that I really liked, and I've also seen a couple shows there that I really, really disliked. Just simply not the band, simply just the atmosphere of people.
Yeah, it just doesn't. There's a lot. I mean, yeah, I've seen a good show or two there too, but it just doesn't connect with the audience very well.
Yeah, but I feel like the Grog Shop is just a really good place. It feels like it's underground, but it's not.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's got this weird fun seediness to it that I like, but it's also very professionally run. So it's like I get the thing because I really like dumb seedy bars, and I feel like it has like that darkness aspect
I love
to
the
it.
hole in the wall.
Exactly.
Bar feel,
Those are so
and it's got
good. Those
that.
so much fun bar, and I like that. And I feel like the Garage Shop really does that well without making it seem like you're going to die.
Yeah.
Which is those are two things I like: CD bars and not dying. And I don't have a lot of happinesses in my life, and those are two things that I really enjoy. Yeah, so it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun time. But let's go right into you. What do you want to start out with? A like or a dislike?
So I'll bring my like.
Okay, like it.
So this kind of came from. I actually started watching this really stupid basketball anime.
Okay.
So it's just like, animes like Japanese cartoons, and then this
Okay.
one, instead of being
For
about
the listeners at home, what's anime?
yeah, sorry. This one's about like people playing basketball. So instead of like high schoolers with swords the size of like skyscrapers killing God
Yeah,
with
normal
the power
thing.
of friendship.
Yeah,
they're
obviously.
they're just playing basketball.
You're really not selling me so far, but I'm
so
interested.
like, but it's still an anime. So like the thing is, the main character's deal is people don't really notice him, so he's amazing at passing. So
Okay.
like the other team doesn't notice he's there, so he's open all the time and does these quick tap passes to like
Okay.
the superstar on the team who's like really good at dunking.
Yeah.
But just I was getting really into that and like watching it, and it made me realize like, yeah, I really like competition. Like,
Okay.
I think it's great for people. So I'm bringing my light. It's just my like in it this week is competition.
Okay.
So while that anime started to suck, and I didn't
Didn't
finished
finish
the
it?
first season. There's 3, and very shortly into the second season, it just went. I couldn't go through, but still,
Okay.
it put me in a good mood and made me
Good.
wanna bring this in. So when I started Googling competition, I thought like only sports.
Yeah.
But actually, like most people, when they bring up competitions, like in the workplace.
Yeah.
So apparently, it's often associated only with negatives like greed, envy, narcissism, like gossip and backstabbing.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say like it's good in the workplace too. They show that it's like helps businesses grow. It stops you from being complacent. You can see what your competition's doing right and wrong, and either mimic or avoid that.
Exactly.
Learn your own strengths and weaknesses, and it helps you like change with a growing market.
Yeah.
And it also like pushes for innovation.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say it's good in a business level too, but I really kind of want to talk more about like sports.
Okay, that's
and-
fine. We don't really talk about sports very often, so
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is gonna be interesting. I'm already very excited.
Yeah, I don't really even know that much. So I played sports growing up. My dad was like my baseball coach, and so I did
Yeah.
that. I played basketball too, but I sucked at it because I'm a short white guy that can't jump.
Yeah.
I got decent at free throws, but then that doesn't help. 'cause
Doesn't
I
really
was
help.
Never good enough to get fouled.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but anyways, this is partially coming from the fact that like kids don't lose anymore.
Okay.
It's a little bit like my criticism problem, but like.
Okay.
Competitive sports are incredibly important for developing brains. Or like not even just sports, but even like we're going into the less physical like Counter-Strike and Dota and League of Legends now, but it's
Yeah.
important to compete in a way that you can lose.
Yes.
So they teach children that are like the developing brains I'm talking about how to set goals and then what you need to do to achieve those goals.
Yeah.
And they also teach people how to lose.
Yeah.
And losing sucks.
It does.
It's incredibly hard and everyone does it.
Yes.
Because it's really important for people to learn that if you give 100% of the time and try your hardest, like that doesn't guarantee you what you want.
Exactly. It's a really good and essential lesson in life and childhood development.
Yeah. You
Most
need to
definitely.
learn that you're going to lose sometimes and you're going to have to go from failure to failure to failure until you finally get what you want. And sometimes
Correct.
you don't even get what you want. You need to like
You make it
change your
something
goals.
else, and you may have to be more realistic in your goals.
Yeah, so I remember I played baseball. I think I was okay in grade school. And then basketball, like I said, I was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember doing indoor soccer. And
Okay.
like, our team in that was actually really good to the point where our league had to bring in a traveling team from another area to just beat us. 'Cause we were like,
They need to knock you guys down a peg.
Yeah.
They're like, we have to go import another soccer team.
So I mean that was a little shady on the part of the adults, but like I remember like feeling like soccer Jesus because I would play the defender. It was indoor soccer, like the hockey one. So you just,
Yeah.
I was really good at like pushing people into the wall illegally without using my hands and taking the ball from them.
Exactly.
So, yeah. And like so that was fun, but then they bring the other guys in, maybe they'll shade it, but you learn to lose. You're like, well fuck, we were the greatest in the world, but you realize like you were only in your little microcosm.
Yes.
It's important to like not lose sight.
Exactly.
Yeah. So humans are competitive by nature.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we evolved in an environment that was like always trying to kill us. Like,
Okay.
It was hard. We have to like
This is true.
beat to death giant things with sticks.
and
tie
throw rocks at
to.
them
Yeah.
and hopefully make fire
Yeah.
and have it not die. Otherwise, we die with it.
So there's a lot more like depression in kids and stuff now.
Yeah.
And even in adults, I think part of it is just like this lack of this struggle.
Yeah.
Like human beings are built to struggle. Essentially, we're supposed to be always pushing.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people have found that like not even necessarily just competing in sports, but like if you're really depressed and at home, just like go to the gym and start lifting weights. Like that strain on your body. Like
Yeah.
we're used to being under pressure and always
Mhm.
trying to get better. So I really like, competitions. And
Yeah,
so
okay.
I like that's a way to express like it's a way to work toward a goal to make yourself better. And it even if you lose, you're better than you would have been if you never even competed. so.
Exactly. You add that to your arsenal. I remember when I was a child, my parents would make me do sports. I kind of like sports when I was a kid, but they made me try every sport. And I also had to go through with it until the season ended. And I feel like that was like a very important lesson that I learned because I was oftentimes the worst kid. But we learned through that, like, this wasn't for me. But I also learned how to stick through something and kind of make the best of it. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I made friends and stuff like that. And then I also didn't make friends because I also learned that I was wired differently from everyone else in the sports area, in that sports I was playing. Like I remember, prime example would be I did football for a while and I was the shortest kid on the team. I was the safety. And we had, as a practice one time, we went to our coach's house and he made us watch Brian's song. I don't know if you ever heard of Brian's
No, I
song.
have no idea what that
Okay,
is.
so it is a sports movie that's like they call it Beaches for Men, and Beaches is also a very very sad
don't know what
movie.
Beaches
Hey,
is.
we should watch Beaches sometime.
Okay.
It's depressing as hell. Brian's song is also depressing as hell, but it was a true story about these two football players back in the day. It was a white male and an African American male, and one of them gets cancer, and he's gonna die, and it's super depressing, and just like it really helps like people realize like friendship and like regardless of race and gender and just like being friends and being part of a community and team. And I remember watching this movie, and I was pissed because it was done so poorly. And everyone else around me was crying, and I'm just like,
This movie sucks.
I'm like, hold on. I'm like, I get that. They're like, why aren't you crying? I'm like, well, it's sad, yeah, but I'm like, the movie's done. I'm like, the movie's not doing this right. Like, I'm sure I used dumber words back then because I was in middle school, but I'm like, this is where I know that we're different. But it helps you, especially in the workplace. Like, I feel like competition really helps you work with other people that you normally would not work with if you had to choose.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's very helpful. And I feel like nowadays we definitely changed that.
So you're saying vote Trump 2016?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you caught me. I'm a definite closet. I am a closet
Make America
Trumper.
great again. Work together, build a wall, keep them out.
Hey, that's right. That's right. We're gonna work together with people that we don't necessarily like to build a wall forever. It just sounds so wonderful. But yes, I feel like competition is something that we should be working on with children and just learning. Like I learned a lot about failure through every.
I hate the not scorekeeping.
Yeah.
Like all right, fine, you got wrecked because you're not a good baseball team, but
Yeah.
like they either work a lot harder than you, or they're those assholes that like bring in the fucking guy from Africa.
Yeah,
that's
they bring in the
it's
ringer.
like 6'2",
and that says a lot more about the coach than it does the kid.
So I get that there's a certain point where it's like not all about winning, but
Yeah.
it really is about trying to win. Did your roommate just
Oh
die?
shit! What the fuck was that? What was that? So, much like in normal Plucking Petals recording fashion, we had a small break in which my cat knocked over a vase thing for.
I'm not sure what it
that
sounded,
was.
I don't know if the mic picked up the noise at all, but it sounded like something fell, shattered, and then water was gushing everywhere.
Yeah, it just sounded like water. So our friend did that fundraiser, and that was one of the prizes. So it was like one of those. It was like a vase with like margarita mixed stuff, and yeah. Anyways,
It says vase.
I don't know. That's how it's called. A
It's
vase.
a vase.
Whatever. I want. I have a minor in English. Okay.
So do I.
I could say cool words in a different way, like a European, perhaps. Anyways, so back to our competition talk. I forget where we were.
I think we're on the no lose.
Oh yes, the no lose. I feel like the aspect of not keeping score is okay when you're like a super young age and they really don't understand. You're just trying to get out and just try to get them to play things and get them to interact with kids.
Yeah.
But I feel like at a certain point when they understand the concept of winning and losing, that's when you should definitely be keeping score. I do remember having a baseball team that we lost 17-0, and they had stopped the game. And it was a slaughter rule. That's smart. That's smart.
That's
thing.
different than not keeping score. It's like, all right, this isn't even a competition anymore.
Exactly.
For whatever reason, these two teams are playing that are not clearly in the same skill group. So that's our bad for scheduling or whatever.
Exactly. And that was more of the fact that like afterwards, like we had a long talk with the coach, and he had told us what the slaughter rule was and what this means, and like, you know, he had a very good heart to heart with us, and it really, I feel like those moments, even though they're sports related, has helped me shape as a person, whether good or bad. I don't know. It could be more bad than good at this point, but I feel like competition is very important, especially in the workplace too.
Oh, yeah.
When people are competing for jobs and competing for even as shitty as that, like just the attention of their boss, like it's important. It really is. It keeps your business going. It keeps you wanting something. If you become complacent, it's like people who get tenure like super early. It's like you basically won the complacent lottery. Like
Yeah, you could just be a lemon teacher. That's what they called it in that Waiting for Superman documentary.
Exactly. And it's like, you know, and granted, they should have the tenure. That's great. They really should. But it kind of makes this struggle like It makes a different kind of struggle, and it's just not to get fired. And I feel like that shouldn't be. You should want to strive more and keep doing things. It keeps me awake at night.
Yeah, adversity does create like better everything. Just, you gotta struggle. I don't know.
And you want to compete with your fellow people, even through like science. Like if Mark over here is pissing me off, and I want to show him I'm gonna make a better product than Mark, and it's gonna make me feel good. It's not the best way to do it.
No,
Should all be achieving a common goal, but sometimes, it's not the worst thing in the world. So yes, competition. Fucking awesome.
Yeah. Actually, I think this will be a good segue right into. Do you mind if I do my dislike right now?
You
too?
can do your dislike. I like this idea.
So, in the vein of competition, both in a business level and in a sports level, the Cleveland Browns suck.
This is true.
They are terrible.
Oh my god, we are actually talking about sports right now in a non-ironic fashion.
Oh, yeah.
I am very excited.
So, not only do they suck as a football team, but they're the only team in this city, and they force everyone to pay through it for tax dollars.
This is true.
So let's start with them sucking as a football team first. Did you know that we were the only team to ever be punished for gossiping? Our general manager was sending text messages to the coach during the game, which is illegal,
Yeah.
just to tell him they don't like what he's doing. So we got punished for cheating. There was no positive outcome. It's not like the texts were giving us inside information.
Yeah, they were like really helping. Like, oh, we got the idea of how their quarterback's gonna do. Like, no, just saying that they suck.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. So the owner to the coach.
Yeah.
Holy shit! When did this happen?
I think it was during this season, but it might have been the one before. Yeah. And then our quarterbacks this year, I don't know if you watched any of it. We had that whole Johnny Manziel thing.
Yep, Johnny motherfucker football.
Yeah.
I believe he's gone. I believe they let him go.
And then we got this other guy, McCown, who just sucked. He's been in the NFL forever. The team we got him from was 2-14, so that worked out well for us this year.
Yeah, that's a great trade. Good job, guys.
So we don't know how to make a team.
Yeah.
We don't know how to draft at all. We always screw it up.
Mm-hmm.
And so the guy that I got these like sports facts from, it was called Why the Browns Suck. It was a dude named Drew Magary.
Okay. Shout out to Drew.
Yeah. And so he basically made this metaphor that I freaking love. It was like the Browns are kind of like that kid in a horror movie that dies and their parents bring him back with black magic. And so you see the corpse running around, but that's not the kid
It's
inside
not the same
there.
thing, yeah.
So he's like kind of like before the franchise we had left.
Yeah.
We weren't good, but at least we were playing a game. Like,
yeah,
it looked like
we moved for a while.
they
wasn't
went
it?
to Baltimore, and then what we have now is actually a new Cleveland Browns.
Okay.
So that franchise is now the Baltimore Ravens.
Gotcha.
And we have had this new thing that has just been a joke.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it has. It's
yeah.
every year it's a problem. It really morale-wise for this city has been very much a thorn in our side.
Yeah.
I don't even follow sports, but I just know everyone else around me feels like shit
And
all
I
the
feel
time.
like we should stop supporting it. Like,
I think we should too. I feel like that's is brand loyalty can only go so far.
but here's the thing. We can't really stop supporting it.
Okay.
So the stadium that they built costs about $330 million.
Okay.
And its lease lasts until 2028. So even if the team leaves, the tax dollars are going to be paying for it until 2028.
Oh, good.
So as a city, we are liable for $52 million worth of repairs to this stadium. So this is not counting the construction price. We're out of our tax dollars, Cleveland money, we have to pay $52 I would never.
$52, yeah. I'll deal.
And then these stats I got from were for up to the 2012 season.
Okay.
But there's the sin tax. You know how cigarettes, alcohol get extra money,
Yeah.
a tax on top of them. So since the new Cleveland Browns came, we got this stadium. $116 million worth of sin tax revenue has been collected and put into the stadium since then.
Okay.
So we are spending almost $200 million already, and we're going to be spending more and more up until 2028.
Yeah.
And this team sucks. We
Yeah.
are forced to pay for a product that is not performing and is
Yeah.
just terrible.
And we can't do anything about it. We can't just opt out.
So this is both a shitty sports competition and business competition because there
Yeah.
is none. Like
Yeah.
we don't. What are you gonna watch? Cleveland's other fucking football team?
Yeah.
No?
Do the Gladiators? What's the indoor football?
The XFL was a thing that happened. Oh, there was Arena
that
Football
still a
League
thing?
too. There's too much.
Is that still a thing?
Nah, both of
I
those
can't
went
remember.
under,
I remember
think.
Bon Jovi buying a team.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I remember about those things.
So like, And then they threatened to leave because, like, we have such hardcore Browns fans that would, like, fucking, want to beat the shit out of me for saying this. Like, the Browns suck, don't support them.
Yeah.
Well, they love them because it's their football team and they love football.
Exactly. It's that
And
brand loyalty.
They threatened to leave. So this happened to St. Louis. Like, the Rams wanted even more money for their stadium. They're in a situation like we are, like every football team. And the city was like, we cannot pay for this.
Yeah.
So they moved to California. So the St. Louis doesn't have their football team.
Right?
That was this year.
Yeah.
And they're still paying for the stadium out of tax funds for the next 10 years or so.
And they just put concerts in it, basically.
I don't know what they're going to do.
Jeez.
Yeah. So my last sentence I wrote was, the Browns fucking suck and hold Cleveland football fans accountable to pay for this terrible product that doesn't perform.
And that is a perfect summation of the Browns and the situation that we're in. I feel like all of our sports teams are kind of like that. I think the Browns are the worst, but I feel like all of our sports teams are like, we are definitely, Ohio's definitely the state that just is the most let down.
Oh yeah, and
we are let down
Indians
constantly.
Give hope, but they never make it.
Well, even the Cavs do, because last year we got to the finals and we blew it.
And then this year was supposed to be even better. We made this dream team. We got extra players. I even heard LeBron took a pay cut so we could get some more talent on here, and we're doing worse than last year.
Exactly, but I believe it was still going in the finals. If I've heard my coworkers talk about
playoffs.
Playoffs, that's what it is. My bad. Sorry.
But we have to start playing a lot better than we have been.
Yeah.
Because the team we lost to last year, the Golden State Warriors, is on fire. They look even better.
Okay. So here's a concept. How about they put their money where their mouth is? Why don't the owners that make a gob of goddamn money why don't they put their money towards the stadium? That sounds like a good concept.
Then it's not in their pockets.
Exactly. Show us a little bit of faith, as though a Browns fan does to them through taxes and through tailgating and buying memorabilia. And going through internet
parking,
outrageous parking, doing going through internet comments and yelling at people. Show the diehard fans that you support us back. Now I haven't been to a Browns game in years, but when I go, I went tailgating and whatnot. It was very exciting. There's definitely a community, and when this stuff keeps happening, I feel like it ruins that community. And there's people that are very tight knit. They have their own tailgating things and everything like that. They are, and like when the team is not performing, I feel like that ruins everyone's time.
Oh yeah.
You don't have to be perfect. That's impossible.
How about we get an 8-8 season? Like,
let's
just break even. Let's be an average team. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Browns ownership?
Yeah, I know you guys listen to all podcasts within this realm.
Yeah.
All these Cleveland podcasts, but I feel like there's something that needs to be done. It just really, I'm not even
I just feel like they don't care because we're still selling tickets.
No matter what, we're going to sell tickets.
Add revenue on TV. So, well, it's a lot of work to actually like do the research and get the right guys and then put in the effort and then actually have rebuilding years where we are working hard to get a good foundation and then bring in talent. Because right now, if we got the best quarterback we could get, our freaking offensive line is so bad he would be the most sacked quarterback in the NFL.
Exactly. And then we also, I think the Browns, another problem with our fans is the fact that when something goes wrong, we're just like, fuck it, let's scrap a new one. We don't like, there's that stupid fucking photo of the guy's jersey that has every quarterback I've ever had.
And just that says, out.
It, as hilarious as that is, we should be really looking into that and going, why do we keep pushing people out? Why do people come here and they don't perform as well as we think, and we blame it all on the quarterback? It's a team. As that dumb fucking saying says, there's no I in team, guys. And
there's no you either.
Yeah, there's no you.
I'm not on the team and you're not on the team. Team sucks.
That's right. So I think you and I should go to Mr. Brown. I think that's what his name is.
Yeah, I believe.
And we should let them know, like, from an outsider's perspective, I feel like we would breathe a little bit of fresh air into the Browns. Not being, I mean, I watch the Browns once in a while. We're not being huge sports fans. I feel like we can add a different perspective in an untapped market. They like the word market, so we just keep saying untapped market and revenue sharing. We just keep saying those words over and over again. Maybe we'll get new jobs and get paid really well.
I feel like, you know how on American Idol, like, I think they text in to vote?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's true.
I think it is. I believe they're ending that show. I don't know why I know that.
I feel like we should just draft like that. Just have everyone in Cleveland. If you have a 216 number, you can text in
Yeah.
for what our draft pick should be. We'd probably have a better team.
And then, but then it leads more onto the fans because the fans love to bitch about
Yeah.
all these
Oh, yeah.
problems. So if we give them the power to pick and something doesn't go wrong, they're gonna find something else to bitch about. So, but I mean, like that's fine. I rather have us pick and then bitch about something else and try to fix that than just have no power. Especially because I didn't realize we were putting so much money in taxes. I knew
Yeah.
that we were paying for it. I didn't realize the extent of the problem
It's
that
a
we
lot.
have.
It's more money than I will ever make in my entire life. It's just a drop in the bucket of our taxes that are going to freaking Browns.
And then also there's just another side problem that I have is just the amount of money that we put in taxes wise. Tickets are still really expensive.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't even though I'm not a big sports fan, I like to go see live sports. They're fun, they're exciting.
There's
you get
a
that energy.
good energy there that like you get into. Like,
You
like
get
I
into
said,
it.
I don't really even like the Browns because like they just hurt me.
Yeah.
But like if laying on the couch when I'm at my parents on Sunday and it goes on, it's just like you get into it.
Yeah.
You feel that fire.
And when you go see it live, it's even better. And I feel like that's for every single sport. I love going to see live sporting, but the problem is everything is so expensive.
Yeah.
The parking's $20-$30. The tickets are like $50, maybe more than that for a decent seat. And it's like you can't justify that. And on top of that, we know we're not going to win.
We're going for a terrible product, but
Exactly.
people still do it because it's all we have.
Yeah, and that's
So like, I
really
mean,
sad.
honestly, it's really expensive, but that would be great if we like were the freaking Seahawks, where we
Yeah.
like perform all the time.
Yeah. This makes me sad. It really does. The amount of money that we put into something, we're not seeing any return on investment. Not even like a little bit. Well, we won like 2 games last year, 3.
We are either 2-14 or 3-13. I cannot
Okay,
remember, but
I'm sure someone will tell us that we are incorrect, and that's fine. And I don't
think
really
it is
care.
2-14.
But I know we did really bad.
Yeah.
That's all I know, and it really affects our society as a whole too. I mean, when I go into work, even in the factory, like when the Browns lose. It is everyone's all pissy.
Yeah.
Everyone's in a bad mood. No one wants to do their job. They just want to bitch and moan. So, to help industry, they should do better. That's basically what it boils down to.
Yeah.
If we're happier, if we do better, we're going to spend more money towards that. We're going to keep going to games. We're going to sell out games. We're going to buy a bunch of memorabilia. And it's just like, but at the end of the day, we still buy it regardless because it's just like it's an abusive girlfriend that we really can't get rid of. Like
It's all we have, and she's always been there for me. And then,
Exactly.
well, it's my fault.
It's
Like,
my fault they're not doing
I
good.
made her do this.
That's right. I made her spit in my face and hit me.
Are you hiding bruises?
Yeah.
It was my fault.
It was my fault. Those stairs were really sharp. Those turns are awful. Oh man, now I'm all fired up about a thing that I don't really care
Yeah.
about all that much.
Yeah, that's the point. Is like I could care about it. Like I would be psyched if we had a team that like I don't care if like we never win the Super Bowl. Let's
Yeah.
like, make it to the playoffs. Let's have that.
Yeah,
hope.
just
Like,
once.
yeah.
That's fine. I
Let's
don't mind being
look
let
like a
down.
team.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't mind being let down if we're in a finals or playoff situation because we know we got
Well,
pretty
that's my
pretty
point.
far.
Learn to lose. Like you're gonna.
Yeah.
Only one out of all the teams can ever make it all
Exactly.
the way. So you're
Statistically,
gonna,
yeah, it's always one team that wins.
Can we play the game though. Like
Yeah,
I want to.
that'd be nice. I would
play that sport.
I would like to. I went tailgating once, and I had an absolute. I had more fun tailgating and meeting people and talking to people about the Browns because I don't know anything about it. So I ask a lot of questions. That's that problem that I have, and just being part of that society and community, it feels so tight knit and fun. And then you go to the Browns, and that day we actually ended up winning, probably because I was there. Obviously, all luck based. But. Like if they were to lose, everyone gets all like the community gets destroyed, and but we still pay money towards it. So I feel like I'm talking in circles about it.
Yeah,
So
it is. That's what it is.
that's part of life. Well, now I'm all fired up. So now we're gonna talk about my dislike first.
Okay.
So my dislike is waiters that are way too friendly up front without knowing me. So this is I'm going to tell you a story, and it actually involves you as well. Okay, so I went on a date on Friday, and we went to a restaurant or whatever, and we got a waiter that I can only assume was 21 at most.
Okay.
He gave us, it's like one of those places where you get like you get fancier beers. Like you
Did
get you
he
get
write his name on the tablecloth?
No,
hate it when they
it's
do
not.
that.
It's not Macaroni Grill. You know, I try to do good things once in a while, and I'm not gonna go to Macaroni Grill. But so he gave us a long list of beers that we could have, and I saw a beer that your company makes that I haven't had yet. It's called Sweep the Leg.
Oh yeah.
I've never had them. I've never seen it. I've never heard of it. I only know Pilsner and the other IPA is like the stuff that you guys usually send out.
Yeah.
So they had this Sweep the Leg stuff. So I asked for it, and the waiter was like, "Have you had this before?" I, of course, said no. He said, "Okay, let me tell you about it," which is I already don't like this.
I kind of want to hear what he has to say about it.
I already don't like this. So he said that he had it like 3 to 4 days ago. He just had a little sample of it. He said he had this really earthy aroma to it. He said it was really good. And then he had it like a day ago, and he said it was completely changed. He said it was very tart. It was very sweet all of a sudden. And he's like, he doesn't know what happened in those 3 couple days. And I said, well, I'm going to get it anyways.
Yeah.
And he said, okay, this is what we're going to do. I already don't like being told what to do in a waiter situation. He said, I'm going to get you your beer and her beer as well. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to have a little sample of it and we're going to drink it together. What the fuck? I'm on this date.
How
with
cute was this girl you're with? Is he just trying to get with her?
I don't
Like,
know. She's very cute. She's very nice. I think she's lovely. And so like we're on a date, and this is not looking good for me already. And because I had also mentioned that you work there, and I said I haven't had this beer before. I'm like, but my friend works there, and I kind of want to try something that I know that he maybe had a hand in at some point. And so he sure as shit. I thought he was joking. I'm like, it's very funny. He walked away. I looked at her and I'm like, I am so sorry. I don't know. I was just trying to be nice. I was trying to be nice to our waiter, trying to like connect in some capacity. By also, telling them that you work there or whatever. So he comes back and sure as shit, she got her beer. I got my beer. He said, don't drink that yet. I'll be right back. I'm like, oh my God, he's serious. Holy shit. Sure as shit. Comes back with a little small,
the sample glass.
Yeah, sample
usually
glass.
5 ounces.
Yeah, something like that. Had it. He said, "Cheers." I can't remember he clunked the glass because I was already mad.
Just in disbelief.
We said cheers. Yeah. I had a sip of mine. He had a sip of his, and we stood there for about 5 seconds. And he said, "Okay, what do you think?" I'm like, what the fuck? Why won't you leave us alone right now? So we had to talk about it, and and I definitely got the earthy aroma from it, so we had discussed that, and then just like, I got the earthy aroma, and like it's really good. I'm like, I don't really see what happened with the tart thing. I'm like, maybe it was a carbonation issue, maybe like weird fermenting problems. I'm like, I don't taste what you taste. Like, all right, cool, and then he walked away, and we started drinking and hanging out, and he'd stop by once in a while asking if we needed anything. Ready to order. We had been talking, we weren't really paying attention, so he must have came back like 2 or 3 times before we finally ordered something. And we had apologized, and he said, "No, it's cool." He's like, this is another fucking sentence, swear to God. He's like, "No, it's cool." He's like, you guys are like my only cool table tonight. And he goes,
my God.
And he's like,
cringe.
And he's like, he's like, all the other tables I'm working with now, just like a bunch of weirdos. He's like, this is what we're going to do. Once again, telling me what we're going to do in a planned situation, don't like this already. I like planning, but I like to be involved in the planning. He's like, this is what we're going to do. He goes, I'm going to get you guys, we ordered different beers. Like, I'm going to get you guys your new beer. And we had ordered an appetizer. So I'm going to put the appetizer order in. He goes, then I'm going to walk outside. He's like, I'm going to have a cigarette or vape. He's like, whatever the kids call it. So he's trying to be funny.
Okay.
And it's not landing. I don't consider myself to be good with comedy all the time, but I understand how a structure works.
Yeah.
And it was falling flat. And he's like, I'm going to go outside, smoke a cigarette, do
like
a
the
little...
Ghostbusters trailer.
Yeah. Oh, God. That's a whole thing. We could talk about that in a moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's like, going to have a cigarette, going to go do a vape, whatever the kids call it. And then I'll be back and we'll talk about food. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why? I understand being friendly, but I've also never seen any waiter making me wait to drink my drink so he can drink one with me. Yeah. What the fuck is that?
This is a bizarre situation.
And I get it. He's trying to be friendly. He sees that we're, pretty cool. I got glasses on, got the Ray-Bans, insurance really help me with that. But I guess he just noticed how cool we were. I don't fucking know. And then whenever he walked by and he would talk to us, he would like hit the side of my chair like he was gonna like put his hand on my shoulder, but just kind of like we weren't ready for that yet, and he just like kind of like hit the side of my chair a couple times, and I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck is? And I kept apologizing to this lovely lady. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I feel like this is all on me at this point. Like, I can't stop apologizing. I'm like, oh my god, I unleashed like a problem. And yeah, the whole night he was just being like overly friendly. And I like when waiters are friendly and whatnot, but I don't like when they're overly friendly like that. Or like when you go to like, I don't go to them anymore, but Applebee's, like sometimes you get that waiter who like sits in the booth with you and like takes your order. That's like, there's a line that is being crossed, and I don't like that. I don't know who you are. I don't even know your name. Why are we at this point in our lives right now? Like, in all honesty, I double checked the check to make sure his number wasn't on it, because I almost
Was it
could
on hers? Like...
No. But yeah, I was very exact. I thought, one, he was running either interference or he was being overly friendly and trying to be cool. It's just like, what the fuck? It was fine. Like, at the end of the day, I'm laughing about it. I'm really enjoying it. But at that time, I'm just like, have you ever had a waiter come up to you and like have a drink with you? Because they don't know what it's going to taste like?
Never had that.
That's
happen.
weird. Yeah. So from now on, I'm going to shut my mouth and never mention your name again. Because that was the catalyst. That was the and he kept talking to me about Platform and just like how cool that place is and like having growlers and stuff. I'm like, oh, we are not. I'm trying to talk. I'm like, I'm on a date right now. Like, I kept like kind of like, okay, man, like we're done. Like, I want to talk to her now. That's why I'm here, not here to see you. Fucking I'm not even gonna say his name. I don't even want to. I feel like he's stalking me now. I don't know. I don't know what's
gonna listen to the podcast and just like single Indian.
And he's like, I thought we were gonna be friends. And then he comes over to my house and like shoots my cat. And then anyways. But yeah, so have you ever had a similar situation?
I have never had anything like that. Yeah. I'm thinking back, my one buddy that I was pretty close with in high school and started hanging out with a little bit when I got back from college. Mm-hmm. We used to meet up at Fox and Hound over in Mayfield Village.
Yeah.
And not quite like that, but there was this waitress there, absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
I'm talking like she was, kind of like that tattooed Suicide Girl look, but she has like the most beautiful face, like 10 out of 10. Mm-hmm. And whatever, but I could tell, and she could tell that my buddy was maybe a little thirsty. So she would like sit down in the booth next to me, like, like, talk to her. And so he ended up tipping her 100% several times. So
well, I mean,
that's obviously, I know why she was doing that.
Yeah, it's a little different.
That is the closest I've ever come.
Yeah,
to that
I feel like that's like the Hooters kind of thing when they kind of get a little too close to you. Which, by the way, I really like Hooters wings, but I don't like that bar atmosphere. I feel like that when they can tell when they're doing it, like they're like, this guy wasn't trying to get like more tip out of me. He just genuinely wanted to know what I thought of the beer that you may have had a hand in. And he was so like intrigued by the fact that I knew someone who brewed beer, and it just like, apparently we were best friends almost. It was like stepbrothers. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? Come on, man. Like, we had her and I had a really good laugh about it and whatnot, but it was very awkward, and I did not enjoy the level of attentiveness that he provided us as a waiter.
So that beer's deal is, not to like totally derail you.
Yeah.
I don't know if you mentioned this. Do you know how wort is unfermented beer?
Yeah.
Must is unfermented wine.
Okay,
So
I did not know that.
We put, I can't remember, it was like half a barrel of wine must in that beer. So just to see what would happen. It was like a science beer.
It was really good.
Yeah, I think it turned out all right. I think it might be like a great beer to add fruit to or something. But
yeah, I feel like another little, something just small, like a hint of something, probably would have made it like a complete slam dunk, but I enjoyed it greatly. I thought it was really
that's
good.
why I like the brew pub setting we're in, is we get to do a lot of things that so like we put wine must in a freaking beer.
That's so. Did you put that the wine must? Did you put it in with the wort and then it fermented, or was that like an after? Okay, so it wasn't after effect.
And actually, so we got 2 giant bags of this, and the first one I think our brewmaster like cut open, was trying to pour in the top, and it was just making a huge mess. So the second one we just like cut open and put in with the yeast and shot them in together.
Oh,
and
nice.
It was really funny because it turned the yeast slurry into this like pink Go-Gurt looking thing.
You're just like, oh shit, oh no.
But yeah, it cleared up real well.
Did you guys make the wine too?
No, we got it from a homebrew kit.
Oh, okay. Nice. So yeah, that's
And
why
then we were
that's-
talking about Karate Kid when it was time to name the beer. So it was like no
That's
thought.
what I figured. I'm
no
just like,
thought in that at all.
I'm like, there's no way, because I'm like, you normally look through the ingredients and you're like, hey,
Yeah.
this is where they pick up the name at that point. I'm like, sweep the leg. I'm like, I know where this is from. I'm just like, I don't see any like, I don't know. I don't know what a karate flavor would be. I'm like, this is not a karate flavor at all. But that is a fantastic segue because my like for this week is nostalgia.
Oh yeah.
There has been a lot of things have been going on, not in my life per se, but just announcements as of late that are really bringing back the nostalgia of my childhood when I was still a happy individual.
This is a perfect time, I think, to talk about the Ghostbusters trailer.
Most definitely we can. So, Ghostbusters is doing another movie with an all-female cast and Chris Hemsworth as the secretary. It is directed and I believe written by Paul Feig and Dan Aykroyd. Paul Feig did one of my favorite movies, Bridesmaids.
Oh, really?
And he also did Spy, which I don't know if you've seen that movie before. It's got Melissa McCarthy in it and Jason Statham and Jude Law.
Okay.
Jason Statham is a funny motherfucker.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it.
Okay.
Just for his scenes alone. You could probably, if you're not a big fan of those people, YouTube Jason Statham Spy. His segments are wonderful.
Cool.
So that trailer came out the other day. What did you think about the trailer?
Oh my god, it makes it look bad. So
Yes.
who knows how the movie's going to be, because a trailer is just a trailer. But
Yes.
like, I think all of the jokes fell flat.
They
Like,
did.
None of them hit. And then like Bill Murray, it was a huge part of why the original Ghostbusters was good.
Yeah.
And like it was because he was this charismatic. He was both down to earth and kind of like larger than life because he was always charming.
Yeah.
Character at the same time. And I know you don't need to parallel it 1-to-1, but Kristen Wiig has like her shoulders like put in. She's like really reserved and talking very like understated.
I
and
don't
it's
think
just,
Kristen Wiig is that character though. I think that's Melissa McCarthy that's supposed to be the Bill Murray technically.
Oh, well then Melissa McCarthy just looks like an idiot. I bet there'll be like, okay, do you want to take a bet with me on this joke whether there'll be a scene where they suit up and then Melissa McCarthy needs to go to the bathroom? Like they're finally in and then she needs to go.
I'm gonna call that right now.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna say no just because I know that you set that up because you really want that.
Yeah.
I will.
So we can go see it and I'll buy.
Okay.
If it's not. Oh, we wouldn't know afterwards.
No.
But yeah, we'll buy a
that's
drink
fine.
for each other
Okay.
after. Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
As a gentleman's
I think that's
beer
gonna be
agreement.
because I think she's just like dumb, like
Yeah.
in that movie. Like that's gonna be her humor. She's like the fat dumb one.
Yeah.
The props looked pretty cool. I'll admit that.
I feel like the ghosts looked off.
It was like way
They
too
didn't-
bright. And
They didn't look
vibrant.
right because I mean, like the Ghostbuster ones, the original had this. I don't know what it was. They just looked better. They looked better composed.
Grimy.
They
Like
looked
a-
grimy. Yeah, that's a great word
And
for
the
it.
ghosts from this one remind me of the Far Cry Blood Dragon thing.
Yep.
Where everything's like bright and neon
Yeah,
and
you
like what
don't-
the 80s thought the future was
You
going
see
to
it
look
tone
like.
it down like
Yeah.
10%. Now, did you see the fan recut trailer?
No.
The fan recut trailer is only half as long as the original. It made me really excited about this movie
Okay.
again. I was but also because I was like that with Spy too, where I'm like, I don't know if I really want to see this movie. I like Melissa McCarthy. I like Paul Feig. The trailers they put out were fucking awful.
Okay.
They weren't exciting. This fan cut trailer for Ghostbusters made me really excited. But also, full disclosure, the first time I saw Ghostbusters was 2 years ago.
Really?
I have never seen Ghostbusters. I've only seen I knew all the jokes because this has been around forever. I saw it in a theater in Akron like 2 years ago because I've just never seen it. It was good. I don't know if I feel like it had more weight to it if I was younger.
Yeah,
when
I mean,
saw
I
it.
know it was one of the first movies I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And then the second, I got to admit, even with the all-star cast and all, the second Ghostbusters movie is actually pretty shitty.
Okay,
Like, it's
I haven't
it's
seen
not
it.
that good. It's not
I
worth
figured
seeing.
as
Yeah.
much as why no one talks about it.
Yeah.
But I have full faith that this movie is going to be decent.
Yeah, I hope
I have
it is.
less faith that it's going to be hilarious. I like all those people. I really like Kristen Wiig. I think Melissa McCarthy is fantastic.
See, I don't know.
That's fine.
Yeah. I'm kind of lukewarm on her.
It's not everyone's cup of tea.
I don't know the other girl, and then the black girl
They're-
seems like
they're
they
both-
casted her just to be the black girl.
Yeah.
But again, that could be trailer cutting. That's what they want to get dumb idiots in the seats because
Exactly.
her lines in the thing where it's a Cadillac.
Yeah.
Hell nah. And
Yeah.
then the power of, I think she said her own name and why she's slapping the shit out of someone.
Yeah.
And I just like, that's
It's like kind
you're
of
using her race as a gimmick.
Yeah, which is not cool.
Yeah, so I don't
It's
know.
Not good. So I'm hoping that this is just some small stuff that the studio made them do. But I the other two actors are from SNL, I believe. The black actress and the one that like is the crazy scientist one. I believe they're both from SNL. So hopefully, and Dan Aykroyd is like fully supporting this movie. I think he had a hand in everything.
Crazy.
He is crazy.
Yeah.
Some of the stories I've heard about him, he sounds insane.
Oh yeah.
But that's fine. I mean, when you're a superstar and you probably do a bunch of drugs and alcohol all the time,
Yeah, that could make
stuff
good
gets
art.
to you.
So,
It makes good art. Yeah. So it brought back this nostalgia factor of my life. Not so much the Ghostbusters because I only seen it a couple years ago, but the other announcements were that Nickelodeon is greenlighting a Hey Arnold movie, and
because it kind of ended like on a cliffhanger. Yeah.
Exactly, and Legends of the Hidden Temple. They're bringing.
I love Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Exactly.
You guys, as a kid, I was like, I could do that so much better, but there's no way you
There's
could.
no way.
Yeah.
We were screwed 8-year-olds. Like, it's just, but yeah, it just kind of brought back, like, it brings back into the conversation, like, things that you did as a kid. And, like, I feel like the Goosebumps movie did that for me, too. Like, I was, like, starting to look up, like, the old TV shows again. And just, like, it reminds you of a better time. And because you have everything so fondly back then. And nostalgia could be really bad, too. You know, when they keep doing reboots and stuff of things that you...
Yeah, like the Will Smith's kid, Karate Kid.
Yeah.
And I actually was kind of excited because I love Jackie Chan.
Exactly.
I have a real soft spot for Jackie Chan.
Exactly. Jackie Chan is wonderful. But also, even though they're a bad reboot and it really fucks with the nostalgia, at the same time, it doesn't because it makes you think more fondly of things that happened in your childhood.
Well, there's also, like, the Star Wars prequel. Not prequel. I meant the current one.
Yeah. Force Awakens. Yeah.
Like, it was really nostalgic. I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, I think I mentioned here, I think it had some problems, but overall,
Yeah.
it was a very good movie.
Exactly.
I loved watching it, and when the first time you see all the X-wings coming over the
You
water,
get excited.
you'd like that little kid giddy, like.
Yep, exactly. You turn off your brain and you're like, all right, 8-year-old Kyle is hanging out with a lightsaber. It's gonna be fucking awesome. But yeah, I feel like a nostalgia is a very good thing, and I feel like we have to accept the fact that studios nowadays are no longer willing to put out a bunch of money for original product. Well, that was the thing we had. I talked about a couple episodes ago. So we have to kind of accept the fact that reboots are going to happen.
Gonna be a rehash.
It's going to be rehashed. So we have to accept that. So we have to, in hopes that we can really help them push to make good product. That's why I feel like Ghostbusters, if they do it really well, that's going to help kind of set a standard for this kind of stuff. It happens once in a while. You get a reboot. Nothing offhand really. And then again, they said it's not really a reboot. It's not really a sequel, but like they kind of mentioned that it's a sequel.
It's a sequel because like the trailer, like
they said like 30 years ago. Yeah, and it's just
it's kind of in a really dangerous place. I didn't want to mention this, but like, all right, it's a female-only reboot.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
If it's good with men, if it's good with women, who cares?
yeah. If it's funny,
But
that's what we want.
I feel like because it's an all-women reboot, if the movie's bad and it doesn't do well, it will be spun as like it's just the patriarchy like crushing women.
Yeah.
And I just hate that it's like using. I said they use that one girl's race as a gimmick. It's basically using all of their sexes
Gender,
as a
yeah,
gimmick.
Exactly, and that's a huge. And they say like it's like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah.
It's like if you don't like it, it may not be a good movie at all.
Yeah,
if you
that's
don't
true.
like it, you're sexist and you're trying to eliminate progression in female roles in film. But if you really like it, you don't support original like I don't know.
Or if you really like it, it could be like. There's like these two internet groups that are really, really loud.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call them like the Tumblr feminists
Yep.
and then like the Reddit Red Pill people.
Okay.
It's the name of like the subreddit that's like the horrible type of like anti-feminist
Yeah.
sexism. And it's just like if you like it, it's only because you're to the Red Pill people, you're a social justice warrior.
Okay.
And blah blah blah. And if you don't like it, then to the Tumblr feminists, you're just a sexist who doesn't want to see women do anything.
Yeah. Sometimes it's
Or
just
in
a bad movie.
yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. They gave it a shot, and things go wrong sometimes. Sometimes it's just things happen, but we shouldn't, shouldn't be like that, like the Tumblr people and stuff like that. But there's no escaping it. That's never,
No, I know.
But yeah,
it's just like because the internet is so prolific.
Yeah.
And right now there's such a huge outrage culture thing that some idiot writes something like that, and then you'll fucking see it in a BuzzFeed article.
Yeah.
Like it's like all over Facebook, and it's just
you're outraged for someone that hasn't said anything yet,
Yeah.
and I feel like that's really like
it's
taking
like
those
the
reins.
echo chambers have gotten so much bigger that like these like vocal minorities have gotten so much louder.
Exactly. So yeah, and also like I am such a sucker for dumb memorabilia stuff. So hopefully, what my goal has always been is that I want a Shrine of the Silver Monkey. I don't know. I don't care. I look on eBay seriously once a week and to see if someone would even make me one. I've
What was
always
your
wanted
favorite
one.
team?
Green Monkeys.
All right.
Yeah. What are you more?
Blue Barracudas.
Blue Barracudas are good. They're good. Purple Parrots are the worst team.
Oh, I agree.
Statistically,
That's
there is.
funny. Is that true?
Yeah, it is. I did. I ended up doing a lot of research about who wins the most. It's like green. It's like green parrots and blue barracudas,
green
and
monkeys,
green monkeys. My bad. Blue barracudas, and I believe the silver snakes are up there too. But like the worst team is purple parrots, and it's just and they have like people have done their research and show you like how many times they win, how many tokens everyone gets, and like at what point everyone needs to start losing. Certain teams start losing at certain points. But yeah, so like the idea of nostalgia, like there's stuff that as an adult like I can buy and I can purchase now, and it's like that 9-year-old Kyle would really like, and I feel like them bringing stuff in the forefront again from my nostalgia past will bring products that I'm going to buy like an asshole, and I will buy a Shrine of the Silver Monkey. I want to buy one of those, and I want to buy a piece of the aggro crag. From Guts, because there's just things that impacted me as you know, it may look childish and I don't give a shit. It meant a lot to me and it still means a lot to me this day.
Nickelodeon programming growing up was a big part.
It definitely shaped me.
my
And
life
there
as
go
well.
go back to the competition.
Yeah.
How
Double
exciting!
Dare?
Oh my god, Double Dare 2000, like all
Physical
that shit.
challenge.
Oh god, so good. The family Double Dares are great too. But yeah, like that's a great healthy competition, a good atmosphere. Even though they lost, it was still fun that they did it.
Hey, you want a toaster?
You want a Schwinn mountain bike or a Casio motherfucking keyboard? I don't know why those two happened.
They happen
but
all the time.
They just had a warehouse of them. They were just like tossing them out to the fucking truck. But yes, I feel like nostalgia can be a bad thing in a sense, but at the same time, even though it's bad, it can help us relive our. Just think about like how good it used to be, and then nostalgia can also be good because it shows us, you know, it could transcend time. It really, at the end of the day, quote unquote, holds up. And I feel like it's really important to show, you know, what we were into. And even like when we have kids someday, like I feel like it's really important that I'm going to show them what I was into back then. Maybe not everything, because for obvious reasons. But yeah, I feel like nostalgia can be a very, very good thing in our society. We have to kind of accept a lot with the films.
So
now.
then have you? They're like Fuller House just came up on Netflix. and
Yeah.
I watched a little bit of Full House. But
Okay.
Not enough to give it crap.
I've seen 2 episodes of Full House in my life, 2 or 3 tops maybe. It just wasn't. It never. I think I was out of age range for it. Also, probably didn't appeal to me by any.
Did you ever watch Boy Meets World?
I was too old,
I-
too young for that.
I liked that show.
I heard that's awesome.
And they made a Girl Meets World, and I heard it wasn't.
I heard that kind of trash. So yeah, sometimes that's the other counter argument is that like building something like that. Sometimes it really kind of fucks, like they didn't do it right, and it really kind of makes this upright. Like, why bring something back from the dead when it should die?
Well, I actually thought that Girl Meets World reboot of it like being Corey and Topanga's kid from Boy Meets World was
probably really
great
smart.
idea.
Yeah, good concept.
But it didn't hit.
Yeah, and there's nothing you can do about that. But it's them trying. That's the other problem is the film companies and TV companies are trying to kind of hold on to that nostalgia because they know that you're going to buy into it. They know they're at least going to get one ticket out of you, and that and that's gonna be a good forefront for that.
Part of it is people don't really analyze enough why people like things.
Yeah.
And so you go through this show and, hey, I really like this part. And then so they try to make a show out of a person's favorite part. But it was only because that part existed in like the rest of it that part was any good. So you try to make a show out of all that.
Are you trying to make a reference to Better Call Saul right now?
No, I like Better Call Saul.
I think Better Call Saul would be the exception to that rule.
Yeah.
I think they did a really, really good job with that show.
I haven't started season 2, but I get what you're saying.
Awesome. That's fantastic.
But I was actually thinking the Johnny Depp Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yep.
I'll admit that the 2 sequels weren't even that good.
No.
I actually think Pirates of the Caribbean is a pretty fun movie.
Yeah, they're fun.
And then the 2 sequels were
really trash.
And then you had the Johnny Depp only sequel, and it's like even freaking worse because it's like what made Johnny Depp in that movie kind of interesting
is
like,
everyone around him kind of helping
there was
in
normal
that.
people, and then like he was like
Exactly. Well, you have anything else about nostalgia?
I used to be really into nostalgia. That's a Dimitri Martin joke that I really like.
I feel like that's a really good end to this episode. We don't really have. Do you have any plugs? I always ask
We did
you
it
this.
at the top of the episode.
Yes,
really.
we did. Yes, we did. I think that's about it. Once again, follow me for Mayor Wertz, and tell your friends about Plucking Petals, and send us an email sometimes at pluckingpetalspodcast@gmail.com. And yeah, have a good day. This has been the Plucking Petals podcast with James and Kyle. I'm Kyle.
I'm right-handed.
Fantastic.